Today we'll be learning about regular expressions, right? So in short, we can write it as reg, taking three letters from here and two letters from here, reg x, right? So this is regular expression, reg x. So learning by doing. So whatever concepts programming related to the programming language we are learning. So till we are not practicing in the programming environment, will not be able to know about what actually it is doing and how it is behaving. So it is advisable to do the practice a lot so that you can learn the things in a better way. Starting with the definition of the regular expressions. A Python regular expression, what is it? It is a sequence of characters, right? A Python regular expression is a sequence of characters, and what it does, it defines a search pattern. So again, coming up, a Python regular expression is a sequence of characters that define a search pattern, and this pattern can be used for string searching, right? And what we do basically, we are finding the string, we use find and replace on the strings, right? So we have used this feature number of times in our regular use when we are using MS Word. So in MS Word, sometimes you have a big document and you want to search something, and you put some search pattern over there, and then you find the expression, or you can do the find and replace as well. So at the background of searching, the regular expression is working. So a regular expression, it is a special sequence of characters, right, that helps you match or find other strings or sets of strings. So why sets of strings? Because when you have given the pattern, so you may be returned with set of strings that are matched with that pattern, right? And this has specialized syntax that is held in a pattern. Regular expression, or in short regex, it is a sequence of characters that form a search pattern. Regex can be used to check if the string contains the specified search pattern or node. It can detect the presence or absence of a text by matching with a particular pattern, and also can split a pattern into one or more sub-patterns. The Python standard library. So what is the name of the standard library? That is, we have a module RE. So this is regular expression. So this is the name of the module RE for regular expressions in Python. Its primary function is to offer a search where it takes the regular expression and a string. Here it either returns the first match, or it will be returning none if the match is not done. So before learning about the regular expressions in depth, let's take a moment to understand why we should use regular expression. First, we take the case of data mining. Regular expression is the best tool for data mining. Why? It efficiently identifies a text in a heap of text by checking with a predefined pattern. You have lot of text with you and you want to identify some text out of that. So otherwise you will be doing it manually. So if you are using the regular expressions, so you are able to do it very efficiently and very fast. And here, this is the important term, predefined pattern means you have something in your mind that what kind of things you want to find out, and that string will be having predefined pattern. Like we take the example of, you want to find emails out of that heap of text, you find all the URLs out of that, you find you want to find phone numbers from the pile of the text. So this email is having the predefined pattern, URL is having predefined pattern, phone numbers do have their predefined patterns. So just give the pattern to it, it will extract all the emails that are present in that pile of text. It will extract all the URLs on the basis of the predefined pattern of the URL, right? So in this way, it is very easy to mine the data. Then comes to the data validation. Regular expressions can perfectly validate data. So it is used for validation of the data as well. It can include a wide array of validation processes, validation checks, right? By defining different sets of patterns. A few examples for validating are phone numbers, emails, etc. Let me give an example over here. So when you are filling some form, online form, suppose, right? And you are told to enter your email ID. If you forget to put at the rate symbol or you forget to put dot over there, so it will let you know with the red color besides that box that this email ID is not valid. How it is being done? Because they have at the background in programming, they have defined that if the user is entering the email ID of the patron, like there should be some characters over here, and after the characters some characters will be there, right? And then at the rate symbol is required, and after that again some characters, then dot is required, and then either three letter like com or co or in or something something like. So this is the pattern. So this is something, this is mandatory, this is mandatory. If you are not following that format, so it will give you error. Let's look at some examples. We'll look at various problems faced by us, which in turn is solved by using regular expressions. So consider the following scenario. You can see a log file in the picture that has been shown over here. This is a log file. So you have a log file which contains large sum of data. And from this log file, you wish to fetch only the date and the time, right? So as you can look at the image, readability of the log file is low upon the first glance. So how can you do that? Regular expressions can be used in this case to recognize the patterns and extract the required information easily. Just define your regular expressions, define your patterns, and tell the program to extract all the date and time out of it. So in the instance of time, it will give you, and you need not to do any manual work over here. Let's take another example. Consider the next scenario. You are a salesperson and you have a lot of email addresses, and a lot of those addresses are fake or invalid, right? So sometimes you tell your friends or other your colleagues to just forward this form to fill it out. So they do not want any spam emails with them, so they fill wrong email IDs, right? Or invalid email IDs, but there is no validation check when you are filling it. So then junk data has been collected, so you want to just wash out all this, huh? So what you can do is you can make use of regular expression to verify the format of the email addresses and filter out the fake IDs from the genuine ones. So you can do the clustering, you can do the classification, you can do the separation, right? Fake and genuine ones. Next scenario is pretty similar to the one with a salesperson example. Consider the following image. So you can see the images over here. Do we verify the phone number and then classify it based on the country of origin, right? So every correct number will have a particular pattern which can be traced and followed through by using a regular expression. So here you can just do the classification on the basis of the pattern for the country of origin. Look at this example over here. So this is the regular expression that we are writing over here, right? So this is the regular expression. Here what you can see, we have two special characters. This is caret, right? And this is dollar sign, right? So these are two special characters that we have used in this regular expression. and they do have the special meaning also. And what this pattern is explaining to us, that any five letters, any five letter string, how it is five letter? This is your first letter, this is your second letter, this is your third letter, this is your fourth letter, and this is your fifth letter. So total of five letters has been defined in this regular expression. Any five letter string starting with A, so it should start with A and end with S, right? So this caret symbol, when you have put caret symbol in front of this A, it means you have put a boundation, put a restriction on the search pattern, that you should find only those strings that are starting with A, right? And if you have put dollar sign along with some character, so it means it should end with, it must end with S. And three dots matlab any character can come over here in between, so dot means any character. So total of five characters in the string. So now let's, so we have inputted these strings, it has taken these strings as input. So now we'll see whether there is a match or not. So let's see over here. So A, B, and small s, right? So it is starting with A, no doubt. And first of all, it is not five letters. If it is five letters, because we have put three dots, right? So three dots are there. It means between A and S, there should be three letters at least, right? So it means it is not matched. Now look at this. This is first condition is satisfied. Second condition is satisfied. Three letters are also there. So it is a match. Then again, first is capital S, small a, ending with capital S. In between, three letters are there. So 1, 2, 3. So it is also match. Now it is starting with capital A. So this is not match. It is starting with A, ending with S, but more than three characters are there. And this is not matched. So it means it is also not matched. So I hope you are clear that how the regular expression is being used for searching the pattern, matching the string. So we have a RE module in Python for regular expressions. Python has a built-in package called RE, which can be used to work with the regular expressions. This module provides regular expression matching operations. How can we use it? So you need to import it, right? So import the RE module. How can you do that? You have a keyword import, and then this is the name of the module. So import RE. So this is mandatory to write at the top when you want to use this module RE. Now, when you have imported the RE module, you can start using the regular expressions, right? So let's see an example over here. What we want to do is search the string to see if it starts with the string and ends with the string Spain, right? So what we have started, we have imported the regular expression module, then we have inputted one text string, we have assigned some string to the text variable, the rain in Spain. So how we are doing is we are using the module RE, and then we are using the method search re.search. Inside the arguments, what we are passing, first is we are passing the pattern, right? And second, we are passing the string to be matched with the pattern. Now what is the pattern? This is the pattern. It should start with the, right? And then we can have anything over here. So dot means anything, star means occurrence zero or more times, means anything can occur in between. And after that we have Spain, and this is the end, and this is dollar, right? So it starts with the, anything can come in between, and it is ending with Spain, right? So next example, you have imported regular expression module. This is the pattern what we have seen earlier as well. You have assigned some string to the variable re.match. So here we are using match. So we have search as well, we have match as well. So we'll look at the difference in later examples. Re.match, you are providing some pattern, you're providing the string to be matched with this pattern. If it is saying that it is able to find, it will return search is successful, otherwise it will say search is unsuccessful. So here we have used re.match function to search pattern within the text underscore string, within the test underscore string. So the method returns a match object if the search is successful, and if it is not, it returns none. So there are several other functions that are defined in this module to work with regular expression. So before we explore that, let's have a look on how we can specify the pattern using regular expressions. So when we are talking about specifying the patterns, we are using the meta characters, right? So specify pattern using meta characters in regular expression. So we are using meta characters when we are specifying the pattern in the regular expression. To specify regular expressions, meta characters are used, and this is the example what we have seen earlier. So here, what are the meta characters? This caret sign and dollar sign. So they are the meta characters. So meta characters are the characters that are interpreted. This is important word. Meta characters are the characters, again coming, meta characters are the characters that are interpreted in the special way by the regex engine. This is also important. First is these are the characters, second is these are interpreted, third is they are interpreted in a special way, fourth is who is interpreting, regex engine. So here are some of the meta characters. First is square brackets, dot, caret sign, dollar sign, asterisk sign, plus, question mark, curly braces, open close parenthesis means brackets, backslash, pipeline symbol. So we'll be looking at the meaning of these one by one and how can we use it. So now we'll look at these meta characters. So first is in which we are using this scare brackets. So when you are writing something inside these scare brackets, as in this example, a hyphen m means a to m, right? So it means these are representing set of characters that we want to match. Suppose we are writing a b c, it means either a or b or c. If we have written a hyphen m, it means starting from a up to m, a b c d e f g h I j k l m, right? Then we move to then backslash. Basically it signals a special sequence, right? Slash d slash digit, right? Dot, it means any character but except new line character. So here you can see the example, dot dot means we are talking about two characters in between e and o. Starts with, we have seen the example of that. So caret has been put in front of h, so it means the string will start with h. Ends with, so here it is ending with this. Asterisk means that any characters can come after that. AIX so means zero or more occurrences. There may be a character, there may not be any character. Then plus sign. Plus sign means that one or more occurrences, at least one character should be here, right? So what is the difference between asterisk and plus? So asterisk is 0 or more, right? But plus means one or more. So curly braces, exactly the specified number of occurrences. AL, then curly braces 2. It means 2 times. Then pipeline symbol either or. If I write A, B, C, D, E, F, it means either A, B, C or D, E, F. Either falls or stays. So this is the pipeline symbol. Then this is open close parenthesis. This is capture and group. So you're grouping something. The patterns are being grouped, right? So let's take an example over here that A, B, C, then we have 0, D, E, F. So you have grouped into patterns, right? Let's explore all the meta characters one by one because they are very important and they will be used at uh, wherever you are using the regular expressions. So let's start with the square bracket. Square bracket specifies a set of characters you wish to match. So here, this is the expression that we have mentioned in which we have mentioned A, B, C. So if we are providing the string A, how many matches are there? One, because it is matched with this A. AC. So it is matched with 2. First is A and then it is matched with C. So it means 2 matches are there. Hey Jude means we are looking for A. So A is not there. We are looking for B. B is not there. We are looking for C. C is not there. So it means there is no match. Now this is the string in which A 1 match, B 2 match, C 3 match, D is not there, E is not there, C 4 match, and A 5 match. So how many matches? 5. So ABC will match if the string you are trying to match contains any of A, B, or C. You can also specify a range of characters using hyphen inside the square brackets. Like here you can see A hyphen E. So it is same as you are mentioning A, B, C, D, E. 1 to 4. So 1 hyphen 4, it is same as 1, 2, 3, 4. So you can complement also. You can invert the character by using the caret symbol at the start of a square bracket. So here you can see the example in which ABC caret, it means it has negated the effect, means any character except A or B or C. 0 to 9 caret means any non-digit character, because 0 to 9 is covering the digit, so it is non-digit character. Now we're using the backslash. So backslash is used to escape various characters, including meta characters. Escape. So let's see. Escape means this is backslash $A. Match if a string contains dollar followed by A. Now this dollar does not have any meaning over here, special meaning, because you have put backslash over here. So this will be treated as one of the characters to be matched. That's why we are looking for $A itself, not any specific meaning of this dollar. So dollar is not interpreted. This is important. It is not interpreted by regular expression engine in a special way. That's why this is escape. Escape its meaning. Escape its special meaning, right? So if you are unsure if a character has special meaning or not, you can put backslash in front of it. So sometimes you have some special characters that you want to search for, but you are not sure whether this special character will be having special meaning. Put the backslash in front of it. And this makes sure that the character is not treated in a special way. It will not be interpreted by the regular expression engine. Then is the period. We have already seen when we are putting one period, one character, two period, two characters, three period, three characters, and so on. And if your period asterisk means zero or more occurrences, the asterisk plus means one or more occurrences. So if you are writing A, so it is no match, one match, because it is combination of two. 3 combination of 2, it can also be there. So these are two matches, right? So how can be used in programming? Import re, this is the text string, you are finding all the matches, so you are providing some pattern, and this is string to be searched out, right? So it means here you can find out he, then do two characters, he, two characters in between, and O. This hello is being find, you are able to find hello, this comes in output. Then if you look at this, he, they, and then O, two characters in between, so this will also come in your search. So this is how it is matched, and it is giving you all the search results. So here you can see what is it, this pattern, we have defined the pattern over here as well. Search for a sequence that starts with he followed by any two characters and then ending with O. Then we are coming with caret. We have already seen the beginning. So caret A. So here caret AB. So this is caret A. It is starting with A, one match. ABC. It is starting with A, one match. It is not starting with A, so that's why no match. ABC, one match because it is starting with A. Now caret AB, starting with A then B, right? So starts with A but not followed by B, so that's why no match. So how can you do that? So this is the pattern that you have defined over here, and re dot find all, right? So if yes, the string starts with hello and no match, so in this way you can just use in your programming. Then dollar is for ending, ends with a certain character. So here a dollar, so here you can see A, it is one match. Formula, it is ending with one match, it is not ending, so no match. So this is how you are using in your programming. Re.search, re.findall, re.match, you can use anyone. Then is the star. So asterisk, we know that zero or more occurrences, right? Zero or more occurrences, right? So mn, one match, because when you have written a asterisk, what do you mean by that? Occurrence of a zero or more times. If so, if it is zero times, it will not be there. So now we are talking about mn. So in between m and n, it is zero occurrence of a. Now a, one occurrence of a, one, two, three occurrences of a. Here you can see I has also come, what we have not put into the pattern. Here it is correct, right? So here you are putting like this, AIX asterisk. It means A, I, then X can be zero or more occurrences. In this way, you can just find out. Then plus sign, it is similar to the asterisk sign, but plus is one or more occurrences, means at least one time it should come. So here you can see there is no occurrence of A, so no match has come. One occurrence at least has come, one match. Three times, malab one or more, one match. Here it is not match because I has come, so here one has come. So this is how you can use in your programming AI plus. This is the pattern what you have defined over here, and you have written re dot find all. Then braces, right? So in braces you have mentioned this. What is this? This is the syntax n comma m. This means at least n and at most m repetitions of the pattern left to it. Repetition of pattern left to it. So here you can see, so there is no repetition, at least two, right? So here you can see, after that you have at least two patterns. Then here at least two, maximum three. Here at least 2, maximum 3, and this is how you can just go through like this. Then we have pipeline symbol, right? In pipeline symbol, you can see this is a vertical bar what we use. Vertical bar is used for alteration or operator. So either A or B. Here neither A is there nor B is there, so no match, right? A, so one match is there. Here you can see either A or B or A, right? So, and this is how you can use over here. You have used either falls or stays. Then group using the parenthesis. So parenthesis is used to group sub patterns. For example, you have put A, pipeline symbol B, pipeline symbol C in the open close parenthesis, and then XY. Match any string that matches either A or B or C followed by XZ. So here you can see now this is the pattern that we want to use, and these are the search strings. So either A or B or C followed by XZ, but here there is a space, so that's why it is not matched. Either A or B or C followed by XZ, so BXZ will be matched. Either A, either B, either C. So this till this it is not matched, but starting here it is matched because either A, either B, either C followed by XZ. So this again BXZ is matched. Over here also AXZ is matched because either A, either B, either C and followed by XZ. Then question mark. The question mark symbol matches 0 or 1 occurrence of the pattern left to it, right? So we have seen asterisk 0 or more, plus 1 or more, question mark 0 or 1. You can just have a look on the difference. So MAN means occurrence of A 0 or 1 times. So in MN there is no occurrence. MAN there is one occurrence. In MAAAN, so three occurrences, no match. MAIN, I has come over here. Woman, so MAN, so one occurrence of A, so it is matched. So let's try one more example. This regular expression 0 to 9 in square brackets and then curly braces 2 comma 4. So this matches at least two digits because 0 to 9 are the digits. So matches at least two digits, but not more than four digits, right? So in the first example, you can see that at least two, not more than four, right? So this is the string now, right? So first, right? Then we can say at most four and then at least two. So greedy approach is being used when a regular expression is being used. So here 4 has been used over here because maximum 4 can be found. Here there is no match. So these are the special sequences that are being used over here. A special sequence is a backslash followed by one of the characters in the list below and has a special meaning. Let's look at this. Slash capital A returns a match if the specified characters are at the beginning of the string. So you can see the example over here that we have put slash capital A in front of the. Slash B returns a match where the specified characters are at the beginning or end of the word. Slash capital B returns a match where the specified characters are present but not at the beginning of the word. Slash small d returns a match where the string contains digits. Slash capital D returns a match where the string does not contain digits. Slash small s returns a match where the string contains a white space character. Slash capital S returns a match where the string does not contain a white space character. So here you can see the difference between capital and small letters, and the difference is inverted and the meaning is reversed. Now it is complemented. Slash small w returns a match where the string contains any word characters and characters from small a to small a to small z, capital A to capital Z, small a to small z, 0 to 9 and underscore. And slash w, capital W returns a match where the string does not contain any word characters. And last is slash capital Z returns a match if the specified characters are at end of the string. So slash a, here you can see the example, the sun, right? So it is a match because at the beginning we have the, here it is not at the beginning, it is not there. Here you are using the slash capital A, the. How to use slash b? It returns a match where the specified character is at the beginning or end of the word. So here you are using foo. So foo is at the beginning, so match, right? Here it is in the beginning of the word, it is in between of the word, it is end of the word, right? Because you have used this slash b at the end. Capital B, it has reversed the meaning. It should not be at the beginning, right? So it is at the beginning, so no match, right? So here it is again beginning, no match. It is in between, so it is not at the beginning, so that's why match. Now it should not be end at the end of the string. So foo is at the end of the string, so no match. It is coming end of the string, no match. It is coming in between, so it is a match. Then slash t, so the digits should be there. So here there is a match because digits are there. Here there is no match because the digits are not there. And this is how you are using in the programming. Then slash capital D, so the meaning is reversed, complemented. So the digits should not be there, right? So non-decimal digits to be found. So 1, 2, right, and 3, non-digits. No match because here only digits are there and non-digits are not there. And this is how you can use it in your programming. Then slash small s, you are looking for spaces. So here there is a space, there is no space, and this is how you can use in your programming. Reverse, you are looking for known space. So this is non-space, this is non-space, and here nothing is there, no match. So it is a space, considered space, so no match. And this is how you are using in your programming. Looking for alphanumeric characters, right? So here you can see alphanumeric characters are there, right? So it will be returning you. And here no alphanumeric characters are there, so there is a no match. And this is how you are looking for using in your programming. It is any non-alphanumeric character. So here you will find this a and percentage, but these are the alphanumeric, so no match is there. And this is how you are using in your programming. Then slash z matches if the specified character at the end of the string, right? So you're looking for python, right, at the end, so one match. It is in between, so no match. Again it is at the beginning, no match. So here you want the span to be at the end, right? So then it will find it. So this is these are the examples of the sets. What do you mean by set? A set is a set of characters inside a pair of square brackets with a special meaning. So if you are putting A R N means either A or R or N, A to N, right? Starting from A up to N, it is negating the meaning that neither A nor R nor N, either 0 or 1 or 2 or 3, right? 0 to 9, 0, 1, 2, 3 up to 9. Then it is a specified character, as 0 to 5, then after that 0 to 9. So you can see it starts from 00 up to 59. So you have defined the limit over here by using this pattern. So here it is covering all the small case letters and all the uppercase letters. So what do you mean by plus? In the set plus, asterisk, pipeline symbol this has no special meaning. So plus means return a match for any plus. So you have number of methods over here: find all, search, split, and sub. Find all means return a list containing all the matches, right? You know about list. Search returns a match object. It is returning a match object if there is a match anywhere in the string. Split returns a list where the string has been split at each match. So it is returning your list. Sub replaces one or many matches with a string. So let's start with find all. This function is present in the regular expression module. It returns a list of all matches present in the string. It iterates from left to right across the string. The matches are also returned in the exact same order of the search. So we will go through an example for this. Suppose we want to find all the digits that are present in a string. And for this, we will use find all function in which we will find all the digits present in the string. So let us see the code below, right? So this is the string. First, you have imported the regular expression module. Then you have defined one string. Then here, this is the pattern what we have defined, right? And here you are using find all. And this is how it is finding all the digits. First pattern, it has found 12, then it found 89, then it found 34. It is resulting, it is giving us the list back, and in the sequence it has found it. Then split. This function splits the string after each match, which means as soon as there is a match in the string, this function splits the string from there. So if there are three matches, then there will be three splits. So let's see the example. Suppose we want to split a string after each space, right? So we can use the split function over here. So here, what you are doing is, this is the match that has been found, right? So it has split over here. Then here, there is a match of another along with pattern. There is a match. So it has given us three rather, because this dot has also come. So this is also the another split, right? So it means re dot split returns a list containing the original string when the pattern is not found. So continuing with the split function over here, we can pass max split as well, right? So max split argument to the re dot split method, it's maximum number of splits that can occur. So string like this. So this is how, so you can mention, you can pass the parameter over here. So split only at the first occurrence, right? So by default it is max split is 0, so meaning all possible splits. Then sub function, so it takes three arguments, right? What are those arguments? So this is the syntax: re dot sub. First you are defining the pattern, then replace, and then string. So what you want to replace over there? So suppose you want to replace all the spaces with, you want to remove all the spaces, right? So this is a multi-line string. You are matching all the white space characters by using this pattern, right? Slash s is for space and any number of spaces. So you are replacing means removing all the spaces, right? So then you are using re dot sub over here. Pattern you have defined slash s plus. You have given multi-line string. You are providing the string and you are printing the new string. So it has removed all the spaces from there. This is continuing with the sub function. You can use another one more parameter over here. You can pass, that is either 0 or 1. 0 is by default. What do you mean by that? You can pass count as the fourth parameter to the re dot sub method. So this will replace all the occurrences, right? So this is a multi-line string. So just do it in your programming, try, and then you see the difference. sub n, right? So it is similar to sub, ex- except it returns a tuple of two items containing the new string and the number of substitutions that has been made. So you can see it has made four substitutions, so it has returned four along with that. So otherwise everything will be same. So you are using here sub n and three parameters you are passing like sub. Search, re.search. This method takes two arguments. One is pattern, another is string. The method looks for the first location where regular X engine produces a match with the string. If the search is successful, it is returning a match object. And if there is no match, it will return none. So now it is returning you the match object, right? Re.search, it is returning you the match object. So here it is the string. This is the how you are using the re.search. You are passing pattern along with the string. If there is a match, it is printing like this. If it is not, so if match, right? If match object has been returned, if none has been returned, pattern not found. So match contains a match object. What is match object? A match object is an object containing information about the search and the result. And if there is no match, the value none will be returned instead of the match object. So we have seen earlier in the earlier slide. So the match object has the properties and the methods to be used to retrieve information about the search and the results. So we have three methods: span, string, group. Span returns a tuple. It is returning you the tuple containing start and end positions of the match. String returns the string passed into the function, and the group returns the part of the string where there is a match. So group, it returns the part of the string where there is a match, right? So this is import statement. This is string what we have defined. This is the pattern what we have defined. So here there is a space. Consider it. So here re.search, pattern, string you are passing. If there is a match, you are trying to find match dot group, so it will return you what has been found. So it is returning the matched string, otherwise it will print pattern not found. So you can see over here our pattern is this, that has two subgroups. This is group 1, this is group 2, and in between we have a space over here. You can get part of the string of these, right? So first group what is matched, 801. Second group that has matched, that is 35. Match dot group 1 comma 2, so this is in the form of tuple. Groups, it is returning 801 comma 35. Then you want to know the positions, start, end and span. So if you talk about span, so starting position and the ending position. Start, only start, it is starting position, matching starting position, matching ending position. Then we are using match.re and match.string, right? So it will return you the regular expression. So this is x, this is a match object. So as x.string, it will return you the string that has been used for match purposes. Then match dot or x dot re, it will return you the regular expression that has been used for the matching purposes. Then you are using the prefix r. When r or r prefix is used before a regular expression, it means it is a raw string. Do not consider to be interpreted it, right? So here this r has been used, it means this should be considered as string, not any regular expression. So backslash is used to escape various characters, including all meta characters. R is used make this as a normal character. So if you want to go for not interpreting this backslash, so use R in front of this. Search versus match. So here re.search and re.match both are the functions of re module in Python, right? So these functions are very efficient and fast for searching in strings. The function searches for some substring in a string and returns a match object if found, and else it is returning none. So this is the objective of search and match both. But what is the difference? There is a difference between the use of both functions. Both return the first match of a substring found in the string. But re.match searches only from the beginning of the string and return match if the object is found. But if the match of the substring is found somewhere in the middle of the string, it returns none. While re.search searches for the whole string, even if the string contains multi-lines, and tries to find a match of the substring in all the lines of the string. So this is the major difference between search and match. So here you can see the example of reflecting the difference between RE and search, in which we have started with the importing. We have put a substring. This is the string 1, this is the string 2. Now we have used re.search. So re.search, this is your, basically we can see what we are trying to find, where we are trying to find, and here we are mentioning re.ignore case. So case to be ignored, capital and small case to be considered equal. So here we are using re.match. Here we have used re.search, right? So here, so you can see re.search is returning match object and implies that first match found to be at index 69. re.match is returning none because match exists in the second line of the string, and re.match only works if the match is found at the beginning of the string, right? So as it is a multi-line string, right, so that's why it is not able to find. And re.ignore, it used to ignore the case sensitivity in the string. So crux is both re.search and re.match returns only the first occurrence of a substring in the string and ignore others. Next, we are learning about capturing groups. So we have seen that we have used the regular expressions, like we look at this example in which we have started with the import statement. We have declared one string, right? And then this is the pattern we are looking for, in which in the first group we have digits 3 in number, then there is a space in between, and after that 2 digits. Fine. So then we called re.search, in which we provided with a pattern we have declared over here and the string where this pattern has to be searched. If the pattern is matched in the string, so we are saying that print match dot group, right? And then otherwise we are printing pattern not found. So it is able to find the match, so group has been displayed. So here we can see that we can capture the groups. You can see over here group 1 means first captured group, then second captured group 1 comma group 2. So both the captured groups will be displayed. So here you are writing match dot groups, so both are displayed in the form of tuple. So this is captured groups or capturing the groups. So you can refer as group 1, group 2 and groups group 1 comma 2. In this way you are capturing the groups. And here it is related with the back references also. This is very important and good concept. Parentheses note only group sub expressions. We have seen the sub expressions, but they also create back references. Now we come to what you mean by back references. The part of the string matched by the grouped part of the regular expression. Coming again, the part of the string matched by the grouped part of the regular expression. So we have seen group 1 and group 2 is stored in a back reference. With the use of back references, we reuse the parts of the regular expressions. I'm saying reuse the parts of regular expressions. We will see an example how it is done. If sub-expression is placed in parentheses, now I'm saying sub-expression. In regular expression, sub-expression is placed in parentheses. It can be accessed with either \1 or $1 and so on. If you are talking about the first sub-expression, it will be 1. If you're talking about second sub-expression, it will be 2. If you're talking about third sub-expression, it will be 3. Let's see the example. For example, the regular expression, this is the regular expression that has been given. Fine. So here it is the back reference, right? Matches repeated words. So this regular expression is matching the repeating words such as Tahiti, Tahiti. Fine. Because the parenthesis this, you can see over here, this is the sub expression, right? And now it is back referenced over here, right? Because this is the first sub expression, so it has been back referenced over here. So capture a word into group 1, and then the back reference /1 matches the characters that were captured by group 1. Means it is keeping in mind that whatever has been captured by this group 1, it should be repeated over here only. That's why it has been back referenced. So when you are giving this as s, first you have imported, then you have declared the variable, you have assigned the value, then you are trying to find the result by re.findAll, and you have put the regular expression over here in which the back reference has also been given. So then you are trying to print the result. So what it is giving? Tahiti. Because Tahiti, Tahiti, and in between you have space over here, right? Any number of spaces can be there. So this is capturing groups and back references. Now the next topic is alterations and their applications. In real world applications, we often use regular expressions that match any one any one of the two or more alternatives. Also, we sometimes use a quantifier to apply to several expressions. We'll be looking at the examples. So all such goals are achieved by grouping with parentheses and in the use of alternatives, applying alternation with the vertical bar. So pipeline symbol over here. Now how to use the vertical bar? So alternation is useful when we need to match any one of the different alternatives. We have already discussed about it. We will look at example. So here we can see the example of regular expression in which airways, airplane, bomber. So means either airways or airplane or bomber will match any text that contains airways or airplane or bomber. The same is achieved by using the regular expression. So here you can see in both the words air is common. So this is different, ways and plane. So how can we write? Air we have taken as common. In mathematics also we used to do like this. So we have grouped it as alternations. So ways or plane, airways or airplanes. And we have used the pipeline symbol for the extremely different word that is bomber. So if we use the regular expression this, it would match any of the three expressions. And now consider like this, in which you have grouped it in two parts. First is like this, right? And then you have this, which has two captures. If first expression matches, means either airways or airplane as the first capture and ways or plane as the second capture, and one capture if the second expression matches bomber. So we can switch off capturing effect by following an open parenthesis with this question mark colon as well. So we can write like this also, air as common. Then after that we have a question mark and then colon, in which we are giving two options, vase or plane, and then bomber. So this is, we have rewritten like this. So this will have only one capture if it matches airways or airplane or bomber. So in this, it has made your regular expression more efficient. So the following code illustrates the points discussed above. So here you can see, first we have import RE, we have imported the regular expression module. Then you have defined one string in which you have mentioned one string over here. Then you are trying to find the result in which re.findAll has been used, and here you have used R. We have already seen the meaning of R or R to be used in front of the regular expression, and then you are writing like this, and then you are trying to print result. Second, you have used re.findAll, in which you have used like this, and this is the regular expression you have rewritten, and you try to find the result. Then in the third case, you have used like this, and you are trying to find the result. Let's see. Uh, this is the output for the result 1, result, and this is the result for, this is for result 2, and this is for result 3. Fine. So this is how the results may vary if you are writing the regular expressions in these three ways. Then we are coming to the modifiers. Regular expression literals may include an optional modifier to control various aspects of matching. So here we are using optional modifiers. And the optional modifiers are specified as an optional flag. You can provide multiple modifiers using exclusive OR and may be represented by one of these. So here you can see re.I performs case insensitive matching, re.L, re.M, re.S, re.U, re.X. Fine. So re.I is for case insensitivity. Fine. Dot L, it is related to interprets words according to the current locale, right? Then M matches $M match at the end of a line and makes this match the start of any line, not just the end of the string, not just the start of the string. If you are using this S, it means makes a period match any character, including a new line. This is important. Dot U, so it will be used for Unicode character set. Dot X allows cuter regular expression syntax. It ignores white space and treats escaped as a comment marker. Then we are coming to using inline modifiers in the RE module. It is very important, and this is the beauty of Python as well. Flavors. Flavors, we mean to that add different other programming languages that can't apply modifiers to only part of the regular expression, treat a modifier in the middle of the regular expression as an error. If we are applying these modifiers in the middle of the regular expression, either they do not allow or they will throw an error. But Python, it is an exception in this regard. In Python, putting a modifier in the middle of the regular expression affects the whole regular expression. It means it is allowing putting inside in the middle, and it is affecting the whole regular expression. So in Python, if you are using the modifier like this, question mark I for case insensitivity, and you are writing some, continuing with the regular expression. So here you are putting at the end. So are both case insensitive. And if you talk about other flavors, like other programming languages, the trailing mode modifier either has no effect or it is an error. But this is the feature in the Python that you can write anywhere. You can quickly test how the regular expression flavor you are using handles more mode modifiers. So here, if you are using it, so this is negation sign, right? So here, case insensitivity. So TE means it will, if you are providing this as the string, it will match. If you are providing this, it will match. But if you are providing this ST in other capital letters, then it will not match because you have mentioned minus in front of it, right? So even it will not be matched because here it has become capital ST. Modifier spans. Instead of using two modifiers, one to turn an option on and one to turn it off, like we have seen I and minus I, you use a modifier span. So if you we have used this, right? We have used this in the earlier example. So we can write it like this as well, right? So modified spans are supported by all regular expression flavors that allows you to use the mode modifier in the middle of the regular expression and by those flavors only. So these include JG Soft Engine, .NET, Java, Perl, PCRE, PHP, Delphi, and R. So these are inline modifiers that you can use. Let's see some of the examples over here. So we will be checking out three main use cases which are widely used on the daily basis. First is phone number verification and another is email address modification to start with. So the need to easily verify phone number in any relevant scenario. Suppose these are the phone numbers and these are the general formats, right? So how you are writing? So this is any three characters, right? Then hyphen any three characters, hyphen any four characters. So this will be a valid phone number. So this is how you are using the regular expression for finding the valid phone numbers. Then you want to go for the email addresses, valid email address. So these are the rules, and how you are writing over here is that you have any number of words, right? So this is how, what are the permissible characters, and they are up to 20 characters can be there before this at the rate symbol. And then you have any other more characters up to 20, then dot symbol, then any number of characters starting from 2 to 3. So at least 2 should be there, like in co, like this. So then it will match. So as you check out from the above output, we have one mail, a valid mail among the four emails which are the inputs. So these are the inputs what we have given: 1, 2, 3, and 4. So these are the references that we have used for the finding the content for the presentation. We acknowledge the content of taken from these websites. Thank you very much. And learning by doing, whatever this was a crucial lecture, and this was a typical one also. I think that that will be a new concept also. So I request you all to kindly practice on it so that you are able to understand how the programming behaves like when you are writing the program. So thank you very much and good day.